All right, so to start off, just what did you take from today?
I think offensively, the first thing that jumps out is we had too many turnovers. You know, sometimes you're going to have guys that can shoot the basketball and shots don't go in. So we didn't really get into a good rhythm shooting the ball today. But, you know, when you have guys that can, you know, put it in the basket, you know, you just want to get as many cracks as possible. You know, and we just didn't get enough opportunities because of the turnovers. You know, a couple of the mixes were probably pretty tough for us. You know, defensively, we're guarding our own stuff.
Yeah.
So you're not guarding somebody else's actions and their things. But, you know, just looking, when we go back and watch tape of the guys that are, you know, making some improvements, finding the guys that are, you know, playing to their strengths, guys that are playing with a purpose. I think at times, like, you'll get some guys that struggle shooting the basketball, but as long as they're trying to do, you know, what we've been working on, the guys that can't do that, you know, it hurts them. You know, you got to grow in that area and develop and improve collectively as a team.
You worked a lot on zone offense, obviously.
Right.
You feel like that was a big emphasis, that you didn't play a lot of your own system?
Yeah, you know, I don't think we'll get zoned much, but obviously when you get in non-conference and you get in the NCAA tournament, it always concerns you. Our league doesn't zone very much. We've always had a lot of success versus zone, and we put in a lot of time, especially early, just to be prepared for it. And the downside on our end is that we don't zone. And so, like, our zone that we're putting out there obviously isn't a very good one because we don't work on it. And so, like, that's a little bit of the downside. But you just got to keep working on a zone. You got to keep working at going against a press. You got to go against switching. Like, you got to look at, like, those areas of the game that aren't always traditional, even though more people switch now. And you have to be prepared for that. You can't wait, you know, for those 2 to 3 practices before you play somebody just to work on something.
Yeah. Obviously, Caleb and Trey had their hands full with Zach, but how much are those two guys helping him for some of those smaller, more perimeter-oriented guys he's going to have to guard?
Yeah, well, they really stretch him out. They just as he gives them problems, you know, Caleb and Trey give Zach problems. But I've liked their effort. You know, Caleb's really worked from a defensive standpoint when he has to go up against him. Trey does the same thing. So both of those guys are giving a really good effort and trying to be physical and trying to beat him to a spot.
Cam did some good things today.
I thought Cam did some really good things, especially for being out. He, you know, he went up and got 3 or 4 rebounds. At a very high level. Just got to keep it simple. I think a lot of times when you miss time, in the time that he missed, that week and a half, you know, now after coming off missing the whole summer and missing most of last year, that now you want to impress, you want to do things, but just keep things simple. You know, guard, rebound, take your shots when they're there, move the ball, and just being attuned, you know, to what's going on. It's hard to pick up things when you're not out there getting your reps. Now here in the past week, he's gotten more reps, and he's done a good job.
Is there something especially valuable for a team when freshmen have the sort of, you know, Braden and Fletcher carry themselves the way they carry themselves?
Right. Well, both of them, you know, are very confident. I think more than anything, they believe in themselves. They put a lot of time into their game. Now just kind of learning, you know, our vernacular, learning kind of how we do things. A lot of the things are the same to what you're used to, but I think the accountability is different when you come into a college program. Now, you know, being accountable as a defender, being accountable as a guy who's going to box out every time, and then offensively just being an efficient offensive player, which they both are.
Anything you really liked today, other that I haven't already covered?
I thought Zach worked really hard to establish deep position, especially as the scrimmage went on. I thought, you know, each guy, you know, is starting to play with a little bit more of a purpose, and that's what we have to do. You know, we have to be accountable on the defensive end and be able to do little things. I don't think we're in a position where we look good with 2 teams that are evenly balanced. I think that's safe to say, but I think we'd be much better like with one team. But that's who you are going forward. You know, you are. It's one team. You don't put 10 people out there for a game. You put 5 people out there, and obviously you have to have depth. I think we're going to have depth, but now we just got to keep getting better and kind of figuring out like who plays well together offensively and who plays well together defensively. The matchups defensively will be a big key this season.